Zed is muted.
Zed, you're muted, my dude.
Some Muppet energy there, though. I like it.
I said the thing. It was so good. I did it all good. It was real good. It was real good. And in fact, I almost don't even want to do it again. It was so good. But I'm gonna, because that's professionalism. The seals have been broken, and the devils are here. Welcome to Innistrad's Irregulars, our delve into the secrets of Magic the Gathering's gothic horror setting. Just a few channel announcements before we get things rolling to continue forward. The four of you are standing at the edge of the graveyard. You have looked around a bit, seen mostly what there is to see. What would you like to do? The city officials are back in the main square waiting for you to return. But you do have one caretaker, one of the graveyard caretakers here, to answer any questions that you might have related to the graveyard.
I think Grant's going to... Let me just roleplay it then.
Yeah.
What I suggest we do first is our own independent investigation.
I agree.
And then we'll ask questions. Just asking them questions first, I feel like we might
observe what they missed.
It could perhaps overburden their faculties.
I would put it as more chaff than wheat.
So
the person who is standing there next to you, who is the graveyard caretaker, he is a solidly built man with the muscle of someone who has been doing manual labor for their entire life. But he has a kind of a sleepy face. His eyes are always slightly drooped. He tends to look at his shoes a lot. And while he's standing near enough to you that only the most quiet of whispers wouldn't get to him, he shows no inclination or interest that he's paying any attention to what you have to say.
It's good because Grant didn't care either.
Yeah, no, totally.
If you want, I can begin looking about.
Yes, we shall we?
Thank you.
The nearest grave, good sir, as I address the gravekeeper. Just if you could just point us at whichever one's closest.
Well, I'm sure you can see all the graves are over there. There's
fair point, my good man.
There's a lot of them. So if you want graves,
you know what?
There's graves.
Stay
You
on
want
hand.
me to show you?
We
You know what? Actually, I
have,
can walk here. Come follow me, and he just starts walking towards the towards the gate.
Everyone follow Drumpy.
Oh, my name is Thomas.
Everyone follow Drumpy.
Pleasure to meet you, Thomas.
They call me.
They call you. Yep.
Tom, you got this. It's cool. Just keep going.
All right, and he opens the large wrought iron gate. It squeals and cries with its rust and desire not to ever move ever. It is heavy, and it also has, as he pulls it open, you can see spikes on the other side of the fence. That actually all four of you realize could be used. Their intent clearly is to, prevent things from getting over the fence, but any person with any amount of intelligence could very easily use them to climb the fence. But he opens up the gate and motions towards a poorly finished dirt and gravel pathway through a darkened, overgrown, forested graveyard. And he says, all right, this way. Mind you, don't get too close to the trees. Sometimes they get grabby. And he just starts walking along.
Care to elaborate, my good man?
What?
The trees that you say they grab, as in with hands?
Yeah, well, no.
No?
They got tree arms. But they'll fucking grab you. And he just keeps walking.
I just give a very slow, questioning look to Chloris.
Yeah, that's what Dinah's doing. Actually, just going.
And then clearly didn't elaborate. Why do you expect me to know what he cannot say? Things get stuck on you, or they could have their own. You think they have dryads in their graveyard? I don't know. Ask Thomas.
I think you would be the most qualified to be able to tell us, though.
Yes, I will investigate the trees. Should you be worried about them touching you?
More of the grabbing.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't like the idea of bark hands on me. That doesn't seem comfortable and kind of itchy. And
I'm simply looking
I
where
can't punch a
possible
tree in
to
the face.
separate superstition from potential. I've never been grabbed by a tree. Have any of you ever been grabbed by a tree? And yes, Chloris, I look to you because, let's be fair, you spend a lot of time with trees, which is not a judgment. I respect your knowledge of trees greatly. If anyone would know if a tree could grab someone, I would think it would be you.
Actually, Frank would be familiar enough with a spirit. It's happened often enough. You have primordial residents inside.
You're implying that the trees might be possessed in some way.
It happens time to time.
Great.
At least in
ghost trees.
Even when it's trees, it's my responsibility. Fine. Fine. Graves first, trees second.
Absolutely. And try not to burn them down when we get to them.
Well, if they
Okay.
have done more burning. then
Thomas
maybe
never
it's a
stopped
problem.
walking, but he did
No,
sort
we're-
of...
We're walking and talking.
Walking.
Oh, okay. As about 20 feet down, you start seeing the first burst graves. And the headstones and dirt are piled around each grave with the what you can see now are not properly built cages, tossed something between 3 and 5 feet away from each one. So the graves popped with quite a lot of force.
Going up
And
to
as he sort of is pointing to a few, he stops and he says, "Oh, I was looking for that." And he's looking about 30 feet away from you at sort of a 10 o'clock angle from where you're all standing. And he walks off of the path, weaving between a few graves, heading toward what looks like a person lying on the ground with a shovel stuck into the ground next to them.
I'm sorry, that I'm gonna run in that direction.
Okay.
With my left hand kind of just sitting on my sword as I go,
Oh no, that's just Michael. He's dead.
Pardon, I need.
Then he should be at rest. As I still running, like shout that over my shoulder.
Well, no, he just.
Just what?
Okay. Okay. So, Angelica, you get to the body before Thomas does, and what you can see is the corpse of a person who has been chewed in a number of different places. He is missing large chunks of meat from his arms and thighs, and his head has been cracked open, and from the back, and much of what should be in there isn't. The shovel that is jammed into the ground next to him, you can see a glint of silver off the head of the spade.
Do you have a story to go along with this then?
Oh, you're asking Thomas?
Yeah.
I mean, he was another gravedigger. We don't have long careers here, you know. I've only been here about 6 months.
Do you all end up chewed up and in such a sorry state? Is this an ongoing problem?
Well, yeah. I mean, what actually happens most of the time is that someone just disappears and we don't see him anymore. But these shovels are pretty expensive, so I was trying to collect it.
For clarity's sake, this problem with the sacks of exploding graves, only a few weeks long. Recent, yes?
Yeah, this is pretty recent. But, I mean, this graveyard's been... I mean, it's a big graveyard. There's a lot of...
How big?
Twists and turns to get lost in?
Yeah.
What's the acreage? If you would.
I'm sorry.
I don't really know. I mean, big enough to hold 2,000 with capacity for more.
The man's name, what was it again?
Michael. That guy was Michael.
Michael. I finished saying a small prayer over Michael.
Did Michael fall and then rise again, and then the shovel was used to put him down once more?
No. Those shovels are... So we got 3 of them. But 2 of them got lost. So Michael had the last one, and it was his job to go out and double check the last patch of graves that we had. So he
And
must
this
have walked into whatever was happening, and now he's
This
gone.
is where you found him?
I just found him now.
Your
You were looking for the
lackadaisical
shovel,
attitude
right.
is astounding.
So they don't
We
last.
just-
They
we-
probably don't get attached.
Yeah, we know what we're signing up for. You don't do this job if you got, shit to live for.
You'd think in a town of 300 people where everyone knows each other that they'd care a little bit more, but fine.
That's assuming
Sometimes
a lot.
death is commonplace.
Then
Thomas, I'm sorry for the loss of your friend.
Nah, don't worry about it. He was kind of a prick anyway.
Yeah, well,
oh, good.
In Avison's name. I want to look at the body and see if this looks like a fucking werewolf attack.
Sure. So go ahead and give me, we're going to call that a knowledge nature check, I think.
Sure.
Yeah, knowledge nature. Also, if anyone wants to roll, say, an insight check to, decide how they feel about Thomas's accounting of things, or else anyone can roll a knowledge nature check to sort of take a look at the surroundings and see if there's anything weird going on, or a search check, perception rather. I'm down for that also.
I was gonna see if I could do a perception to
all
see
over
if
the
I could
place.
figure out footsteps and like the direction they shamble to.
Totally. Yep.
Why am I proficient in nature? Whatever. I got an 11.
Great. Okay, so
Medicine is
God.
wisdom.
with an 11, okay. Werewolf attacks leave more pieces. This guy's
Okay.
mostly intact, or at least all of his limbs are still joined, which suggests that it was done by something smaller and less aggressive. Also, maybe many somethings.
All right.
Who else made checks? It looked like everybody.
Yep.
Grant, what was yours
I
for?
did an insight just to see. It was nothing worth bringing up. It was just 6, so he's telling the
Okay.
truth.
Oh, but he's a dick.
Even just for future, when you roll, even if you fail, especially on things like insight checks, don't do please let me know, because sometimes that also affects what you find out.
Okay.
But in this particular case, yeah, yep, he you can't really tell. He seems so detached that it's difficult to determine what his actual point of view is. Dinah?
I rolled a dirty 20 to
Ooh.
find where footsteps are coming from, graves, and what direction they're shambling in.
So the footsteps, what you see is that all the footsteps sort of coalesce in the pathway, and then it becomes more difficult to track them when they're on the more solid surface of the worn down path. But they don't stay on the path for long, as you can see that they then all sort of, let's see. What's your actual skill level?
For perception?
Yeah.
It's a +3.
Okay. You know what a military looks like. To track a military, you would expect ordered rows of footsteps, columns. So it's difficult to see exactly how many, but you can get sort of a sense. And you can certainly tell like how many wide are marching, for example. This looks a lot like that, which is to say that you can see, I'm trying to think how many graves are just in that area, probably about 30-ish. So you see 3 rows that go pretty deep. So the things got up into the pathway, arranged themselves, and then started marching in formation.
Fucking hell.
They go towards the back of the...
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
They went the opposite direction from where you came in.
Okay. Interesting.
And then Cloris, what did you find? Or what were you?
Oh, nature, but a 12.
A 12 is not nothing. So a couple of things strike you as interesting, and that combined with your higher passive perception. The trees around here you recognize, and you've never heard of any of them animating before. But there are some interesting vines running along the ground, some of them near some of the graves, most of them wrapping around the large looming trees. And you don't immediately recognize the species, but you can tell that there's some sort of creeping vine.
You mentioned earlier when we approached the wall, that there were many burrowing creatures and poisonous plants. Is it the same within the graves?
No. Funny enough, you don't see, for example, despite the number of trees, with various pods and acorns and things like that, you actually see very little in the way of burrowing or rodent behavior. No small bolt holes or things like that. As far as poisonous plants, you're not seeing any of those either, aside from the normal sumacs and ivies that cause like skin irritation and stuff like that in the more overgrown areas.
When that goes systemic, it's not pretty.
All right, well, whatever claimed him, it's either small or a lot of it. I turned to Thomas, who in my head is now just a really jacked Joel Hodgson. I turned to Thomas. Attacks like these, have you ever had a body like this in town? Or just out here in the graveyard?
I don't know what I'm allowed to say.
Ooh, that's fun.
My good Thomas says, I will admit that concerns me a little. Has someone told you not to share with us your full knowledge?
I don't know if I'm allowed to say that either.
Your town is
Okay.
paying us to ask you these questions.
We're here for your protection.
Yeah, that's true. I just don't want to get in trouble, you know?
Okay, so where you're not useless, you're cagey. So, at this point, are there any other fresh corpses that you think we should be aware of? Is there any other unreported people that maybe you should clue us in on?
I don't think so. I mean, just a lot of these guys.
Good.
Then in that case, Thomas, perhaps you would be best put to work laying Chuck's notes, laying Michael here
Michael.
to rest. Yes, I've
Yes, in the
said a prayer
unhallowed
for
ground.
him.
Yeah, not a problem. I gotta get to that anyway.
Yeah.
You
Don't
wanna
forget your shovel.
should leave you alone in here though, because that seems.
Terribly wise
Um,
also to bury a body in a place where they can't seem to find their rest.
Can we put a bell on him? Think about it. If you bury him, when he comes back.
Oh. Not the worst idea. I found pets that way.
Checking some spells, seeing if there's a thing I can do to sanctify
But,
anything. and it's looking
I
like
can
a
kind of see where they all, blocked up and shambled on that way.
Really?
When you're done burying him, please find us and let us know exactly where. I have an idea for something.
I mean, I'll just do it right here in front of you. You know, and he walks over and like hoists up his friend bodily over one shoulder, and then pulls the shovel out of the ground with another, and then he walks over to one of the graves, and he just dumps Michael into it and starts tossing.
I fear I may have had an
in
unusual
Addison's name.
upbringing. This is not normal, right?
Thank you,
Unceremonious.
Thomas. We will continue our investigation.
Yeah, happy to help. You know,
We'll just check a grave a little bit down the way.
Yeah.
You'll see us, though.
by the way,
Just over there.
quick question, just as we're sort of settling into things with regard to roles and this being the first time I'm playing D&D with all y'all. Do you want me to prompt you for things like persuasion checks or intimidation checks or things like that?
Rather a prompt.
Yeah.
It feels it's a little bit more natural to have it be prompted by the GM rather than having us to be like, I want to roll this.
Okay,
You know
so
what I
that's
mean?
the opposite of how I'm used to it. So,
Okay.
to sort of backtrack just a little bit before you guys head off, if anyone wants to persuade, diplomacy or intimidate or whatever with Thomas, that now would be the time.
I mean, prompting with our
She's not
actions, so
going
we would I would like to intimidate this person. Obviously, is kind of like a signal that I'm trying to intimidate, and then obviously call for
Right,
the roll.
yeah.
It
Sure.
stops us from literally every scene being like, I want to do this roll, this roll, this roll, this roll, this roll,
Yeah,
this roll.
that's fine.
Well, I
Yeah,
thought I'd
totally.
give insight for the chat as well. One little look behind the curtain, as it were. I mean, I got nothing on this guy to deal with him. Honestly, Grant wants nothing to do with him anymore. He's useless. as
No,
far as he's
totally.
concerned.
I'm half inclined to send you three on ahead to do the proper investigation while maybe I try to talk to this dude, but otherwise I say the four of us just go find a grave and check it for blues clues.
Player-wise, I am intrigued by the I don't know how much I could tell you. That gives me a excuse you smack. What?
Maybe
Right.
maybe thinking of when he
And-
was saying that, persuading him out of, because we had that
That's
whole
I'm thinking-
we are paying you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is what I'm saying. So if we want to backtrack a little bit, I'm fine with that.
Okay.
I mean,
Yeah.
we could. I'm also fine just briefly isolating myself to help him bury, because again,
Holy shit! I
used to
took
work-
persuasion.
I used to do that shit, so
Either
I
way.
can wave this around and be like,
Hey.
look all official.
Alright.
Fun.
Holy stuff. Hurry.
So do we want to backtrack, or are we good where we're at and we're just going to keep going?
When you say you're not allowed to tell, what do you mean? Who was it that told you? And I understand you don't think you're allowed to tell. They wouldn't have paid us if we weren't supposed to find things out.
Okay. Roll persuasion.
I actually do.
Uh,
have that.
And by the way, do so with advantage, because you have sort of the might of authority backing you, and he actually is at disadvantage against people
Okay.
who are.
Perfect, because I was about to ask if I
Figures.
could like a good cop to the bad cop.
Woohoo!
Dinah's just in the back, like the enforcer. If she had sunglasses, she would look
Oh my god.
You can make an intimidate check if you'd like.
and do it like in the back, just like
18 on
Fucking
persuasion.
Nice.
Fucking hell.
Yeah.
So then he continues by saying, see the
Nope, she gets distracted. Ooh, a bird.
so the Elder Thomason, no relation, reminded me of an incident a while ago and told me that, anything that makes the Elder Council look bad might be bad to share. And so the thing is, I was given a couple of bodies to bury not too long ago, about probably 3 months ago or so, that came from the city, well, the village, that looked a lot like Michael, So I wrapped him up. I put him in boxes, and I put him in the ground. He told me to use salt and grab one of the silver cages, which we don't have many of. And actually, I had to take one off of another guy, but that guy was dead for like 100 years, so, whatever. If he was going to come up, he would have done it by now.
Yes.
These other bodies, are they missing, like the rest of these?
I haven't checked.
I would very much like to see them. As I look to the rest of the group, it's like,
Yeah, like you have my agreement on this. If it seems to be the first incident, it would be important to look it over.
Should I finish burying this guy or no?
I can
Come back later and do it?
hold, please. Just still mold earth. Deep enough.
yeah. I take Thomas and just put a gentle hand on his shoulder, because this is probably gonna flip his bean, and just kind of very gently pull him away from the grave,
He
so that
actually
he doesn't have his bean freaked.
he actually views the display of magic as being like he does not show any reaction at all. His eyes remain kind of
Oh, shit.
droopy.
I'm worried.
Okay.
His response is largely indifferent. He just doesn't seem like much really gets him.
Jesus, that dude needs therapy.
Yeah.
Sometimes you're in a place where you can't let things get to you.
Mm.
Or on a
Fucking hell.
plane where therapy doesn't exist.
That too. But Dinah's definitely just like,
Thank you,
this is
Cloris.
a thing that happens when you live in a place where things just go awry a lot.
But yeah, as she stands back up, dusting her hand off, there should be a plot enough to put Michael to rest in here. However you choose to do it. You make the choices for your own arrangements.
Yeah, I'll let one of the monks know.
So, to these other graves then?
Yeah. They're just around the corner here. And he leads you further down the path. So the path hangs to the right, and then shortly thereafter comes to a cross intersection, and he heads then down the left pathway to you can now see fairly clearly, and you're about 100 yards into the graveyard at this point. It's been, and for what it's worth, were it not that you're in a graveyard that has been recently depopulated, this would be frankly almost a pleasant place. It's quiet. There is really nothing to disturb you. No bird calls, for instance. Those of you with passive insights, actually all of you have a high enough passive insight to notice that.
Some.
The sky is mostly blotted out by the encroaching tree cover. The foliage creates a blocking, sort of a canopy, and it's cool and a little bit humid. But aside from the overwhelming smell of slightly sulfurous, freshly tilled earth, it's not that bad in here, really. The two graves are still intact. The dirt on them has been packed down over time, and grass is growing, and each one is under a silver inlaid cage.
Well, that's curious.
Yeah, I don't know who they were. No one told me. They just give me the bodies.
Question for
Alright.
you.
Yeah.
These cages.
Yeah.
One, the silver ones. How far down do they go?
About 3 feet, probably.
Second, who builds them?
Yeah. Oh, I don't know. They're all older than me.
No, they should be hung.
They used to be, like double, like fully enclosed, but at some point a while ago, they ran out of metal to keep making them. So they had us. Well, I say us, but it's before my time. But they had the gravediggers cut them in half so that they could cover twice as many graves with them.
That doesn't cover them at all at the end of the day. Fine. Fine. Wonderful.
That also means it's probably well known enough that there's a wealth of money in the ground here, should anyone be able to find a way to convince you to use subpar materials, under the idea that it is silver at all.
So the ground's undisturbed, which means either the silver stopped whatever effect was affecting the other graves, or otherwise the bodies were in such a state that they weren't acceptable to whatever called these things out of them. Interesting, but I don't know that it gives us much.
There are a few other graves that didn't go anywhere.
Is that a fact?
I would like to look at one of the graves that has exploded, though, first.
Well,
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so he points to either side of the two that you're currently looking at. Both of them have exploded.
Yeah, let's just immediately look at one of those.
If you don't mind, I'm going to take a look.
Yeah. As you're walking over to get a better look at the grave, he explains, yeah, some of them just don't pop. We don't know why, but they're just kind of around, here and there. Okay, so looking at the grave, feel free to tell me what kind of check that you would like to make, if you would like a check. But what you can all see right away is sort of a blown out portion of a casket. Wooden splinters and fragments have been dug into the earth, with a fair amount of force. Again, the dirt and cage has been blown outward in sort of an equidistant circle of ground. The cage itself is for this one is about 2.5 feet away. And now that he's told you what happened to the cages, like you can see exactly where at some point someone went through and cut diagonally at the bottom ends of the lattice work to create a sort of like a spike, almost like a serrated edge to pop these down into the ground with.
I blame capitalism.
And he has other than that, it's mostly a hole in the ground. So further inspection might tell you more, depending.
Sure.
Could we get maybe a little better light?
He hops down into the grave.
Okay.
Takes out a small little vial of water and just shakes it. I'm gonna use my artificer tinkering that just allows me to make something shed light.
Okay.
Sick. Is that free?
Yeah, it's free.
Good shit.
Reflexive and free.
Neat.
Sick.
Continuously emits. Nope.
The
Where
humans
is it?
appreciate this.
Bright light,
Should be.
5 feet. Dim light, an additional 5 feet. So it's not the brightest thing, but it's enough for me to just light up a small area for me to
Yeah.
look at.
A grave, certainly.
And in some ways, that's actually more useful than like the spell light can
Which
be.
is
because,
big light.
Right, but it also can be something of a fucking beacon in
Yeah.
times where maybe you don't want it
Yeah.
to. So
Yeah.
I actually
No,
like
which-
this.
Considering we're military, that's fan-fucking-tastic. You
Yeah.
can signal with something that small.
Yeah. So it's just a small little vial of what looks like water, and he just shakes it up quick. It starts shedding that. It's kind of got a green hue to it
Yeah.
as he starts to examine the inside of the grave. I guess investigate. I Arcana maybe. Like there's a whole bunch of stuff. I don't know what's in the grave to look for.
Sure.
So that's why I'm looking to you for.
So with regard to skill checks and things like that, what I'm aiming for is for everybody to pick one skill, and then we roll and see how the group does overall, and then I give you a result.
Can I propose one alternative for my character? Because I would like to pop off Divine Sense.
That's fine.
you
You
go.
can do that as well as, Divine Sense is the thing that lets you. It's the version now of like Detect Evil or whatever.
Detect Evil. Yeah, it's the old power of Detect Evil, basically.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, you can do that,
Kind of.
and then also make a perception check.
Okie doke, I'll do that.
Uh,
I'm gonna look with my papers.
The reason why I ask is because I have multiple skills that could be applicable here that would be better than everybody else's, specifically for investigation and arcana. So,
I see.
You look through a
Um,
certain lens, at least.
Ye-
When you approach a problem, maybe like in that kind of situation.
yeah.
So, like, what are the other people in the group looking to do then?
I'll most likely just look to take everything in via perception.
Okay. And then Dinah, what are you thinking?
Are we near trees?
There are trees in the area.
You go climb. You climb the tree.
Climate free. Wait, what?
Climb the tree.
Dinah being told that the trees have
Fucking-
things going on. She's
Okay.
gonna kind of stand between like her team and the nearest tree,
Okay.
and not stop looking at the tree,
Okay.
Tell that tree what's
and
what.
wait until like if it moves or does something really fucking weird.
Okay. So that's also going to be a perception check.
Yay!
And then, so Grant, it may make sense then for you to do an Arcana check since Chloris is handling perception on the grave itself.
Can I ask a dumb system question then?
Yeah.
So, I need to understand these difference for you between perception and investigation. Like, if I'm digging around this grave looking for clues, that's perception, not investigation.
Oh, fair point. Sorry, I apologize.
No, I'm legitimately not
It's,
sure.
no. I just said the wrong thing because it left my brain. That's all. It should be investigation. Perception is for things that are either in the moment or sort of hidden from view when you don't have time to think about them too much.
Okay.
Whereas investigation is for like something that is already there. So I apologize if I so for example, Dinah's should be perception, but Grant and Chloris would probably Grant is probably still doing Arcana. Chloris would probably do investigation.
Oh, no, I would not.
Okay.
I would not.
You were saying general area scan.
I love you.
I would not. That's
Okay.
amazing. I loved it.
So how about this? My recommendation would be that Chloris should probably do knowledge nature on the grave. Grant should probably do Arcana on the grave. And Angelica should probably do the area perception.
Okay.
Right.
I actually did have a specific thing I wanted to look for.
Ooh,
Sure.
I'm doing treeception.
I wanted to check and see if the grave was solid. Because I'm worried about, we have those burrowing holes up front. There's no burrowing holes out here, but there's a shitload of holes in the ground. So I wanted to check the holes that are already in the ground to see if any of the things have burrowed.
Okay. That's totally fair. So everyone give me a roll, and we will...
I already got mine ready.
Well, what'd you get?
18.
Nice. So, Grant, you can immediately almost smell the necromancy residue of whatever magical effect happened here. You have knowledge of spells that very rapidly animate the undead, but whatever this is, the explosive force added to it, that's new. But you're definitely getting necromancy. This was definitely the work of
Ghoul caller.
A ghoul caller and absolutely an external entity. This is not some like weird ass natural phenomenon. Someone chose to do this.
Yeah.
Chloris, what'd you get?
24.
Okay. Oh Jesus. Okay.
Don't touch it, that's poison ivy. Oh, yeah.
Drink my cup and you're like, that's poison ivy. And I'm like,
I know.
that's my cup.
I love you, I'm sorry.
There are
Drinking poison ivy's fun.
there are none of the normal bugs that would be used that typically inhabit graveyards and help with decomposition and stuff like that. They're not here. You're just not seeing them. You don't see any of their leavings or anything that would indicate that these bodies have been disturbed up until they were popped. And that is strange, even if there were, say, hallowed ground.
Yeah, there's a natural... Nature takes its course. You leave a dead body in the ground, it will be broken down, ideally.
Right. Okay. Let's go to Angelica. So you figure out a couple of things using your what was your roll? Sorry.
22.
Yeah. Okay. Jesus. So you figure out a couple of things. One, there are no burrowing holes. What are you looking at?
I don't know.
The group apparently having some kind of
We're looking at Angelica.
Yeah, we're looking at Angelica. I know. Alright, so to be clear, we have a pole that's wrapped with ivy here to help with the transition between our screens. But so when we're looking at Angelica, we're looking at a pole covered with ivy, and I suggested perhaps we put googly eyes on it to help us feel more like we're making eye contact. So we're all staring at this pole, but with the mental image of googly eyes, and I think also we could improve upon the concept by printing out a picture of you from this and then just taping it there.
Okay.
Yeah.
So no bugs.
Wowzer. So 22 on your perception check plus your divinity thing. So
And then, yeah, that's
there
basically
are no...
what I'm looking for with that. I imagine I don't detect any, outsiders or whatever, but in the same radius, you also detect the presence or place of any object that has been consecrated or desecrated as a knowledge spell.
So this whole place has been desecrated. Feels disgusting.
This is out to 60 feet, so does that include the silver caged ones as well?
No, it does not include those. There is a hole there.
Sorry to interrupt. Please continue.
No. That's a good clarifying question. Those two spots, they're not hallowed. They're not divine, but they're also not desecrated. Everything else that you can sense, though, is. You don't sense any malevolent entities that wish you harm. Yeah.
Okay.
Dinah, what was your perception?
17 for treeception, please.
Okay.
Hi, Dara.
You're standing there. You're staring at the tree. Like, did it move? No, that was wind. Did it move? No, just more wind. Did it move? I thought that fucking thing moved. No, wait, no, that's wind. The trees don't seem to be doing much of anything, and you're actually pretty sure of that fact. Like, you rolled well enough to be confident in your finding.
Congratulations.
Not Evil Dead
It's a
trees.
tree.
Yep, it's wood.
Yep, it's wood.
Some quality wood in this trailer. Must be
Somebody
productive.
carved DLG into this one? It's weird. It's about 10% shorter than all the rest.
She's still gonna stand between the team and like the trees whenever they get too close. She's just gonna keep moving, just
Rotating to keep tree.
just
barrier.
in case some shit happens.
So the idea that I'm like
doesn't
circling
trust
the grave, like going like, it is evil and unholy, and you're just like,
Yep. Just being a
As-
sentry.
Sergeant.
Best guard dog.
As
ever.
you're standing there investigating the grave, you hear a deep bell sound, like a church bell going off, clang, clang, clang at a regular and fairly speedy clip. And Thomas looks and says, "Oh, that's bad. We should
Bad?
go see what that is."
The
Wait,
healing
you
church.
You know it's bad. Why? But you don't know what it is?
It's an alarm bell, I assume.
Yeah, they ring the bell when there's trouble.
Then we should hurry.
Yay, I love trouble.
I know, Grant. I know that I've reached down to offer you.
I need time. He throws his
I
hands
know.
up,
Sadly, it seems we don't have it right now.
climbs out. Climber.
There'll be more time later, don't worry about it. But it's trouble time. Let's go.
You head back. It takes you about 10 minutes to make it back to the city square where the bell is ringing. And once you get there, it's not one of the elders, but one of their servants. You don't know all their names yet, but you can tell that they're wearing similar robes to the elders, but of a more drab color, ringing the bell. And another one is standing next to them, yelling, "Emergency! Emergency! Gather round for help!"
Oh boy.
Sir,
Yes.
we're with the errant wing. What's the situation? Yeah. It was the first thing that popped into my fucking head. I hate it.
Goodly
What's the
wife
situation?
Goodly wife Rebecca has lost her child down Well, down in the sewers. The child was playing.
Hmm.
He's safe, but we can't get to him.
No.
Show
How many
us.
people are around?
There are about 35 people, and as he starts explaining what happened, several of them start to walk away.
Grant's among them. Back to the graveyard then.
What? No! Just
Just a child.
grabs him by the coat and is just like, no.
We may
No.
need your expertise in, well, all things arcane and mechanical, frankly, if this is a problem of getting someone excised from a hole.
It's a sewer and a hole. Not much engineering goes into it.
Children fall down wells.
And they need to get pulled out.
Yes. A rope will do.
Yeah, and we can do it really quick. Besides, maybe something's in the store. I know you really want to go play in the dirt real bad, but you get to play in the store instead. It'll be fine. And Dinah just goes up and is like, alright, where was the last time the kid was, like, where's the kid?
Yeah,
Take my name?
take us
Please,
to him, please.
follow me. And he is hurrying. This guy actually does show emotion.
First.
New favorite.
He is upset by what is happening, and he sort of speed walks with you through town.
Oh, question.
Yes.
Before we move, as we are trucking to check on the child in the sewer, Cloris will step back a little bit, make sure no one's watching, and send burn a wild shape to send Minerva to look after the graveyard.
Okay.
Question: how you would want to handle that? Because wild shape,
It's for you.
well,
Or is it different?
because you get to call familiar with that.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh,
Yes.
interesting.
That
Yeah.
usually lasts like until you dismiss.
Oh yeah, it stays
So-
out forever. Like.
Oh, okay,
for-
you didn't have him out already.
No, I know.
Oh, cool. I didn't
so
know.
the bird that we adopted is not actually her familiar.
No, I know that.
Okay. Yeah, it
Yep.
stays out. I just can't talk to it if it's after 100 feet away. I can't telepathically speak until it comes back within range.
Okay,
Correct.
this is a different bird. What
What's Minerva look like?
I like knowing what my party members
kind of
can
bird
do.
is it?
It's an owl. It is an owl. Yes, that's the sound it makes. Good. Very good.
So your owl heads over to keep a watch on the cemetery, and the rest of you are heading towards or following the sub-elder. He takes you to a section of town just past where people are actually living in the houses and keeping things up, to where the houses are ramshackle, falling apart. Their clay outer walls are cracked and broken, and he pulls you behind a house where there are a couple of broken cisterns, and one of them has been blocked up with dirt and gunk over, some long period of time, but the other one looks to have been broken fairly recently, and there is a hole at the bottom that heads down into something that you can't really see. The hole is just wide enough for a person to, if they kind of like hold their breath, squeeze through. So it's not, not very wide, not very easy to get through quickly. And
Go ahead.
there is a small length of rope. And when I say small, I mean it is both short and also not very thick. Something that could, say, easily be manipulated by the hands of a child. That is tied to the edge of the cistern. There's like a handle on the outside of the thing. and you can see that the rope severed at about where it meets the edge of the hole. So it looks like it just friction cut itself off, and so there's only so much of it still remaining. There is a wooden sword and sort of scrap plank wooden shield, we'll call it. It's strapped together with hemp rope and has what is clearly a pot lid for a handle on the other side of it. And the wooden sword is like definitely made with spare parts. And both of these are lying on the ground just at the edge of the hole.
Uh-huh. So there's an open hole in the ground with a rope that's been cut. There's no like grate over it.
Correct.
Can we hear is the child screaming?
The child is not at the moment, although so does anyone have anything that they are curious about before I sort of like start time back up again?
You said that the servant that called the emergency is brought us here, right?
Yes.
Okay. While they're like power walking, like Danny comes power walking up next to him. It's just like, all right, what is your name and what's the kid's name?
My name is Gerald. The child's name, everyone calls him Spike.
Huh.
Good. Okay.
And from the hole, you just hear, "Look out below, Spike!" He drops one of the little light vials that he has. Grant just pulls out, shakes it, and just chucks it down the hole. Listens.
His eyes get huge. Because she's seen Grant throw shit before.
Usually explodes.
But it usually explodes. And she's just like, what are you doing?
Light.
Exploding children.
One hand out
So-
to stop dying. It's like, hang on.
So the vial falls about 15 feet, and then is somewhat dimmed by whatever it lands in. It's still giving off light, but it's darkened as it seems to have landed in some kind of muck. It's not moving anywhere.
No flow.
But it does illuminate the face of a young boy, maybe 10 years old, who is, and very thin, is wearing peasant's clothing with holes. The tunic he's wearing is an easy 2 sizes too big for his frame. Obvious hand-me-down. His dirty blonde hair is covered in muck. His face has soot all over it. And his hands, you can see from where you're at, it looks like maybe they've been cut or scraped.
He's got shit in his wounds.
And he's sitting down there, cross-legged, next to a length of severed rope, and also he's got a small wooden toy soldier that he's holding on to, sort of white-knuckled.
Hello, careless and stupid child. We'll get you out of there shortly.
Oh,
Spike, are you injured? Shove Grant out of the way.
a little. My leg hurts.
Can you move it?
No. Well, yeah, but it hurts.
That's all right. You stay there, okay?
Does it
We're going to
bend
get you out of
extra?
there.
Another spot?
Grant?
No.
Oh, good.
It really hurts.
Mm-hmm. Probably not a
How do we get this grate off this thing?
It'll certainly need to get washed out. Otherwise,
There is not a grate. The hole is open. You
Fucking
could
hole.
step right into it right now.
Oh, it's
A new
just
rope.
An open... All right. Then yes, whomst amongst us has rope upon them?
Hey, you have that new rope, don't
I
you?
don't know why that just delighted me as much as it did.
Grant definitely in his pack has plenty of rope. Just ties a
Oh, you
loop.
got a rope, do you?
Tie this. Give you your fucking rope.
You and your stupid fucking rope.
So he ties a simple simple slip knot, throws it over the edge, and starts lowering it down. Tie this around yourself. Neck, waist, I don't care.
Did you call it an Iowa or a 0.5?
Yes, the 0.5 slip knot.
Okay. Anyway,
Rather subliminal.
yeah. So he said, "Oh, okay." He grabs
God,
the
a rope
and-
check. I haven't seen that in fucking forever.
Yeah, he ties it
Oh,
around.
Jesus.
He's like,
Bend bars and lift gates here next.
how do I know I did a good job?
Just loop,
Can you breathe?
Just loop it such... Oh, God.
Okay,
Yeah?
no, you're not allowed to talk to kids anymore. Just come here. Just, Angelica, could you just help him
Yes.
figure that out, please?
listen.
So,
That or you're shutting
if-
me down.
It's a very small hole, had you not noticed.
Does Diana think her ass will fit past this hole?
yeah. So it is. So mechanically speaking, a hole that is wide enough to fit anybody is a hole that is wide enough to fit everybody, if that makes sense. Like if you're a medium-sized creature,
Okay.
then technically you can fit. Whether it's
Strictly
like
speaking, we are not actually people. We are all 5-foot spheres of potentiality.
Oh, cool, that
Yeah.
really, I'm
or not
feeling
spheres,
immersed.
globe, or
Thanks,
Yeah.
guys.
cubes. Sorry,
you're like little
we're 5-foot
pegs.
cubes of potential.
It'll be uncomfortable, but she could just be like, all right, hold.
I don't think you need to go
got
down.
it.
Once the kid's secured, I think we just can hand Dinah the rope, and then Dinah can do what Dinah do real good.
I will drop that child.
Be a pulley.
It would not be
Um,
the
That's
first
why
child.
we're handing it to Dinah.
I was just double checking
Yeah,
something.
just give me the.
So anyone could do, for example, a performance check, or I would also allow. Let's
What are we
go
trying to
with-
accomplish here?
Hang on, I'm explaining. Performance or intimidation to explain to the kid how to tie the rope properly.
I've got a charisma score. Hello.
I don't. Dinah's not intimidating a child. There's no way. This kid is
We're
bringing
not
her
intimidating-
memories back, and just
Aw.
like
If we-
she's like, I feel so bad for this kid. He looks like my brother.
If we intimidate a child, I draw steel or silver, whatever. Jesus. All right, I rolled a 13 on my performance.
Okay, yeah, you're able to explain it simply enough that a 10-year-old child can understand what the heck you're talking about.
Just wrap it
and
down around underneath your armpits and get your arms through it. And then hold on to both with your hands, okay? Don't let go of the rope.
Got my arm stuck, but I'm otherwise okay, I
He
think.
tied a slip knot to the end of it. He should be able to
it's
put it
fine.
over his head.
There's noises.
Dinah?
Oh, good. Okay, give me the rope. Jungle, you want to help me with the hoisting?
I will absolutely help you with the hoisting. Like,
Chloris hears what the kid is mentioning because, again, ridiculous passive perception. And
Oh, so beneath
that.
the sound of a child whining, what is there?
yes, you can hear what sounds sort of well. You hear labored breathing and wet shuffling.
why is all my shit a touch spell? God damn
I
it.
don't like when shuffling is wet.
Pull the bread up fast.
Alright, hold on, kid. We got this. Dinah's just starting to, like, pull and be like, alright, Jungle, we got this. It'll be fine. Just
Okay.
get him out of there.
Give me a strength check.
Just straight
Well,
strength.
worst case scenario, I can always teleport.
Would athletics be applicable there?
Nope. This is a straight strength check.
Still pretty good.
God, they're so pretty.
I know. It
Ugh.
makes me so happy. I got new dice. I'm staring at them.
Yeah, they're pretty.
14.
14. Solid enough. So you are pulling the kid up, and as you're pulling him up, the noise gets loud enough that all of you can hear it.
Shite.
And then as you get the kid like to the edge, and the kid, by the way, is not being quiet on his way out. You're like, ah! As like his leg moves and shifts in the process. But you manage to pull him up, and the noise, you never see anything move past the hole or anything. The noise just subsides.
I can still see down into the hole.
Yes,
There
you
is
can.
the light, yeah.
The kid
Misty stepped down
is-
there.
No.
Ooh.
Okay.
As she disappears.
Oh yeah, that Dinah's got like
Hang on.
would
Well,
grab
hang
the
on,
kid,
hang
pull
on.
him out, and
Was that
hold
in
him, and
character
then
or
be
out of
like,
character? Because I mean,
Oh no, I'm willing to
I-
roll with it. In character. It's just
okay.
Grant gets frustrated.
Okay,
I want to
just
let
making
that be a
sure.
thing.
Don't say.
No, by all means, by all means. I just wanted to make absolutely sure that I didn't
Grandpa
just.
Grant.
Okay, so you misty step into the sewer. You can see the little glow stick lying in the muck. You are standing. Actually, hang on. I wrote a little thing. You are standing in a tunnel that is about 7 feet from floor to ceiling, and then equidistant around, with a flattened floor, but otherwise is circular. It is carved out of slate bricks with clay grout holding everything together. It looks like it's all been fired so as to keep it waterproof. But you can see like broken down wax coating and sort of the general muck built up over ages of being humid, and also, yeah, this is definitely a sewer that, you know, while it doesn't seem like it's active now, did previously transport waste. It is warmer down here by about 7 or 8 degrees. I mean,
Oh, jeez.
it's
Decomposition does
warmer
that.
and noticeably more
Makes
humid.
sense.
The entire place smells of fresh soil, rotting fruit, human waste, and burnt meat. There is
Wonderful.
about a half-inch of green-gray sludgy muck everywhere on the ground, and the walls are coated in sort of a slimy, black, viscous grease that makes it, you know, difficult to really like lean or touch or do anything to them. You can see the pathway leads to another cross intersection about 10 feet in the direction that you're facing. Behind you, the sewer actually comes to a fairly abrupt end with a series of small pipes that are each only about 3 inches across in the floor for whatever liquid is here to drain out. But otherwise it's blocked off with stone. And the noise you can hear is coming generally from that intersection. And give me a perception test.
Okay.
Oh,
9.
no.
Boy, it sucks down here. It's awful. This shit is terrible.
That shit is on my boots.
Not wrong.
Oh, that's not coming out.
Oh, fearless leader.
If time's moving again, then like sword out, light on.
Okay.
Like I'm looking up, I'm looking around, I'm looking for the child. Like I'm looking for like Spike.
No,
Well,
no,
no, no,
I
no.
We got
child
Spike.
out.
Hang on. You pulled Spike out.
We did?
Yes.
Dinah's holding him right now.
Yeah, you succeeded on that. Was that the entire reason why you went down there?
Yes.
That's why we
Okay,
were
I'm
confused.
sorry. I
Okay.
thought you were going down there because you heard
No.
like
That's what
zombies
I
and wanted to
thought.
go
I was
fight
like, oh,
them.
no, it's over
No.
I thought you were
Oh,
feeling
I
fighting.
thought that was fervent
I
undead
completely misheard
slaying
you.
energy.
Yeah.
Okay,
I was
well,
No.
we're just gonna roll with it because they gave you that whole direction anyway.
God damn it! I'm
It's
sorry.
okay. No, it's fine.
okay.
You're all good.
No. Listen,
I'm very
this is fun.
tired.
the Paladin of Avacyn wanting to get down there and slay as many undead
Yeah.
as possible, the second one
Is
possibly could
not
present itself, makes a lot
really
of sense.
the-
Yeah,
It is, but
that
it's not
like
the
it felt
direction I wanted
totally
to-
in. I'm sorry, it felt totally in character to me, which is why I didn't question it. I'm sorry.
Oh, trying not to make a fucking. None of you have seen Cells at Work, but anyway.
It's okay. You go in with the baddies by yourself, and your brain's still intact. You're gonna be all right. It wasn't that bad. I'm not gonna laser any
God
dicks
damn
in.
Cells at work. I love cells at work.
So for what it's worth,
I love that.
Target sighted.
for what it's worth, you can
Damn it.
hear the noise again coming from the left pathway at the juncture.
Okay. Well, then I still want to draw my sword and get some light in there, but otherwise, Grant, go ahead.
Fearless leader.
Just doing a look around.
Are you going to come back?
There's something down here.
Are you going to come back?
So, come back. Well,
If there's something down here, we need to. Like, and I kind of glance up. We need to kill it.
We can.
And Gerald will actually say, "Yes, oh yes, please."
Oh,
Yes, we'll get to that. It's in a sewer. We could come
Uh-huh.
back. I had something
Or it
to
could-
do back in the graveyard.
The graveyard thing will keep 20 minutes while we figure out why something is threatening children in the sewer.
Oh yes, this is going to take
Admittedly-
just 20 minutes. Of course. Never mind.
I'm glad I have your approval. I'm gonna move towards the sound.
Okay.
And ready my
Dinah's
shield.
gonna look for a place to put this kid down that's like at least like hay or something, or like
Yeah, Gerald will actually like reach out
You
his
need to look
arms
for that one to
and
read
take the kid and like very gently say, "I will take him to the church hospital."
thank you.
Yeah, I could totally lay on hands with that poor kid, but didn't realize he was out of the hole.
It's okay. He will be looked after.
They have monks.
Yes. Gerald says, "For what it's worth, every additional zombie ear you bring is 5 gold."
Oh, neat. Any idea what the hell's in the sewer?
The sewer shouldn't actually have anything in it. It is a remnant of the old days. We blocked them off and no longer use them, but they do still run basically everywhere.
The sewer monster is new. Okay, cool.
Well, I guess we can't just let her go off on her own.
No, you can't, and that's an order. Get your
Nope.
ass down here.
I would like to take a vote.
Dinah's just tying the other end of the rope to something.
I was going to vote.
It's solid.
I was going to vote yes, but I still wanted it to be our choice.
I'm not Captain Padar.
And
We're
then
not
just finishes tying the rope to something like solid, and then just puts the rope down the hole, and then jumps in the hole.
You're not, but we're both stupid. Just-
All right.
My intelligence is above average. It's an 11.
Come on, it's not that bad down here.
My-
It only smells
Oh.
like 100 asses, not 1,000. It's
Oh.
fine.
Great.
That's a scientific measurement. I should think you would approve, Grant.
I did math for you, Grant. You're welcome.
Before starting to climb down, he takes out a handkerchief, pours some concoction on it, smells of rose water, and just ties it around his... face.
Oh, are you guys all not immune to like disease? That's real bad for you.
Oh yeah, isn't it?
Which?
The four of, or rather, the other three of you can make it down as you like.
Yeah, I was
Chloris,
also recalling Minerva to the pocket dimension inside of her.
Probably to mention that's around.
Yeah,
yeah, that's fine.
it's fine. It lives there now.
Okay. Minerva has been recalled, although cannot communicate with you, obviously, until you resummon.
Yeah, that's fine. You can tell me all about your day later. Canonically, it's
okay.
Peter. Fine.
Ooh, I could ask my horse how he's doing.
Isn't that nice? I can
Sorry.
tell you.
Yeah.
You want to know what your
you're
horse
just-
feels?
No, I'm telepathically linked to my horse. We
You
can
can
communicate.
too? Which?
Yeah.
Someone just-
my horse
someone
is
just-
intelligent.
Someone just fed your horse a carrot. He's feeling pretty good.
Oh,
Mm.
good. Thank you, Brian.
Also, he's being brushed.
Oh, yay. That's nice.
Yeah.
Someone's gonna need to brush us after we're done.
Thinking that.
Yeah.
Thinking exactly that.
In the hole?
In the
Yes.
hole.
So you're all
It's just in the hole.
lampladders go down the hole. So you're all in the hole,
Fuck.
in the sewer, and
There's
sorry,
a ghost
that
in here.
I apologize for the cackling.
Atmosphere.
So-
So,
That's
Wet
his
shuffling
name.
and laughter. Shit.
and shit.
So you're down in the sewer.
Must be Tasha.
Oh,
Focus. All right, so you're back. You're down in the sewers, and you can all now hear the shuffling. Though it has the sound has diminished significantly as obviously whatever it is continued moving. So all of you are standing in the same muck. Everything is damp and very warm, and smells of death and decay, with that slight sort of acrid sweetness that comes from certain things as they ferment. The way the place is constructed, you basically have to walk in a single file line as the curved sides are difficult terrain because of the slimy, greasy shit that's all over them. So the flat part you can all walk on, but you have to go in single file, basically. So what is your general marching order?
Dinah, you want front guard or back guard?
Well, which way was the sound coming from, forward or back? You could tell better than I could.
It's ahead of us.
I'll go in the front. It's just
All right.
unholsters like her mace from like her leg and just is like,
I will point out though that you're our light source right now.
Oh, I could help with that actually. Like rubs her thumb along the red cords in her sleeve and cups out a small flame. Around 10 feet of light.
I was about to say, how much light actually does this sword put out?
30.
as
It's
a-
light. It's the light spell.
Oh, okay, it's just a light spell.
So it's fucking bright.
Okay. On second thought, then yeah. Well, actually, hang on. Are we worried about anything coming up behind us? This is me asking out of
Always.
character.
Always.
Always.
Okay.
Everything comes for the
Actually-
cutie and the booty.
No. Second thought,
Take
then.
muted.
Yeah.
Oh,
Ted,
I
yeah,
was,
you
I was
muted.
talking while muted. Sorry. Where you're standing right now, there's no real likelihood of something sneaking up on you from behind. But for example, once you cross around that corner,
Yeah.
there are now 3 different directions that you can't see.
Fair enough. Fine. I'll take point. Dinah, you bring up the rear.
yeah, okay.
Okay. And with that, as our adventurers are just about to delve into the sewers underneath Brunfell, as per the title of the episode, we're going to take our break.
It
Holy
is
shit.
that time.
All right.
What?
Good, I can get my fucking
So,
calculator.
It's like,
Uh,
it's been
Go
like
to the bathroom.
27 minutes.
Such a dumb.
So chat, we take our break in the middle of our... You're in a rounded slate sewer covered in muck and mire,
the
seeking
bullshit.
out the noises of some kind of creatures, with Angelica at the front
Yes.
Yes.
and Dinah
Doing
at the
this
back.
sting.
Big thick caboose.
Grant, are you behind Angelica or in front of Dinah?
I mean, at the end of the day, if something comes from behind, he'll be second. If something comes from the front, he'll be third. So,
Horse doesn't mind being in the back.
no, that's where he wants to be.
Okay.
But if we get pincered,
Mm.
doesn't matter. But
Yeah.
I think third slot will be good for Grant.
Okay.
Okay. So then Chloris is sort of by default behind Angelica. Is that all right?
It works for me.
Okay. And so we have our darkest dungeon set up. And
I saw the play like
Stride forth with indefatigable purpose.
yes. So what direction are you aiming? Are you headed down the hallway that
Shit,
the
in the dark.
noises are going, or would you like to head down one of the other two pathways at the junction?
Unless anybody's got a really compelling reason to go a different direction, I figure we follow the noises, right?
I mean, the only other option is to, I mean, that I think could be viable, is wait for it to come to a position we're comfortable being in. If we move forward, we don't necessarily know where we're moving forward to, and if it does seem like the sounds are coming to us, we can choose our point of engagement, right?
Are we coming to a cross
Except-
junction?
Yes. Yeah, you're
Oh,
coming
you're
from
a
from a dead end up to a cross junction. The noises headed down what for you is the leftmost path.
Which is my inclination to go. Because
we
we
just
don't
have
know
to
the
make a
layout of
bunch
this
of
place
noise?
anyway.
And thanks to the Doppler effect, it sounds like they're headed away from you.
Well, when the kid was screaming, that's when it came closer, yes?
Should we start screaming?
No, absolutely not.
I would rather have the element of surprise.
So would I.
Fine. I guess that's fair.
Indoor voices it is then, yeah?
There'll be plenty of time for screaming later, don't you worry, Dinah.
You promise?
Always.
Neat.
And, I mean, I would like to quietly, like, pursue this noise.
Okay, so here's what I want. I've decided I don't want to just operate on passive perception checks for this particular roll. So I'd like for everyone to roll perception, and then I would like for everyone to roll sneak or stealth.
Stealth. There you go.
Oof.
Can I use fortune? Because normally this is quite good, but I rolled a 4.
Please.
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah,
We're
go for it.
twins.
Oh, nope, gotta fix this. I'm sorry. Nope.
How many points of fortune have we got right now?
We're at 4 and 4 currently.
I just hit the button. It
Kind of
didn't
also
go
like
down.
to spend one
Okay.
because I
No,
just
it
blew
did.
my
It did,
stealth roll
good.
super hard.
Alright, now I have a 17. Hopefully more.
Is it cool if I use
Hey.
a reroll on this?
Yeah, I don't know your stats, but if it's a better, go for it.
Thank you.
Still learning
Oh, that's
everybody's
a
strong
zillion.
suits.
That's a zillion percent
That's
better.
ridiculous.
That's infinite percent better.
I have quieted the clap of my ass.
Okay.
Oh my god.
So 2 fortune points spent.
Hi, Dara.
Okay.
I'm honest.
What?
I forget there's a mic and I can't like mute myself. Y'all are gonna get to hear all the weird shit that I whisper to myself as Charlie, but I can't be
thank
like
Christ.
you get a little
Yeah,
bit
I've got my
ass
rolls
cheeks
whenever
now.
we're ready for.
Once again, I will lovingly ask you to focus.
Yeah.
Thank you. So, real fast, if you could all just in line tell me what your perception rolls were.
Shit, sorry. 10.
Okay, 10,
10.
Connery.
18.
Or sorry, Grant, Dinah. Okay,
17.
and then nice.
You topped me.
It kind of makes sense. The
Must
barbarian who like tracks foes, and then the nature wandering person who also tracks foes. The two of you notice that there is a fairly clear path where the muck has been worn away a bit. to the point where, while you would not call the ground dry, it is not as deeply coated in filth as the pathway that you're currently in, and that is the juncture headed across from right to left or left to right. That seems as if it's very definitely been heavily trafficked recently. So that is what the two of you notice. What are everyone's stealth rolls? Once again, let's go in line.
Natural 20.
Fucking sweet. Grant?
Dex Paladin, maybe.
Dirty 20.
Ooh.
Fucking sweet as well. Dinah?
Dirty 20.
Well, I'm
Shit,
going
yeah.
to ruin everything.
Cloris, what'd you end up with?
16.
Well, what's our Powerball number?
Oh, all right.
Huh?
I hate everyone rolling stuff.
16.
16.
Yeah,
Thank you. I
16.
didn't hear it.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. So 16, great. Great. Actually, that's stellar. All the way around. So the group of you are actually being really quiet. So if you would like to head down the path trying to follow the noise, you are cleared to do so. As you are creeping forward, and you're moving a bit more slowly than you otherwise would, so as to try to make sure that you don't make any like scorping, squishing noises. You are still managing to somewhat gain on the noise, and after about 2 minutes of walking down this path, and it's a straight tunnel, but you can't see much past where your light goes. You hear the that you had heard initially, but now more clearly. And you realize that whatever it is has stopped. As it gets a little bit louder, you come to a bend in the tunnel, and Cloris recognizes. Oh yeah,
Left or right?
Which bend?
Oh, sorry. It bends to the right. Cloris recognizes that it sounds like you're just about on top of them.
Just gestures.
Your light, by the way, has not yet like rounded the tunnel when you pause.
I will say, for the sake of our poor remote player, because your face is so washed out, I have no idea what you were mouthing to the other players.
Just
Can I give a quick?
shoosh and
Right there. Like,
Gotcha. Thank you.
Right there.
Sorry.
not a problem. I'm actually abysmal at reading lips, and I won't be able to even do it in person. So if everyone,
Fair enough.
Yeah, you can just say, "I'm motioning to do this thing," and
Yeah.
then
Well, no, but yeah, but
Yeah, I get you.
it's
thank you.
cool.
No, it was a good reminder.
okay. What do you want to do?
you're at the lead.
Get first peek and poke.
Well, I mean, my inclination is to lead with the barbarian, but I suppose I do have the light, don't I?
We don't necessarily know what we're looking in on either.
That's the thing. It's like I kind of want to like pull my hat back and put. Hang on. Wait a minute.
You have a mirror in your hat.
We've got people. We've got people with dark vision, right? People can see in the fucking dark.
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Right.
Oh wait. Right. Because you have those goggles. Yes.
Yeah.
Patch.
I point at Grant, and then just like need your eyes around the corner. As I kind of like pull my light in a little bit, like away from that edge to make sure that we don't give away our position.
So trying to sidle his way past
Everyone has to do like the
Yeah.
Grant.
Butter crotch, which one are you getting?
Just like he has to like pass his pack forward too, just to kind of like
Oh, ooh, yeah, you're actually
Like going through the
Right,
crowded
I
school
forgot about the
hall.
Yeah,
bag.
hold this.
This-
Move past.
No,
Hold this. Move past.
like, that's
Uh, While
Do you guys want? Quick question: do you want Dex or acrobatics rolls to determine whether you get dirty, or can we just assume that you all get muck on you?
yeah,
I-
yeah,
we're
dirt.
filthy.
As someone who's actually been in abandoned buildings, you're not getting out of a normal one without being filthy.
No.
Yeah.
I wanted to make sure. I didn't know if anyone's character was like, I am always clean.
No,
So
I'm
that's
covered
fine.
in shite.
Yeah.
No.
Okay. Cool.
That's-
So instead of taking the bag from from Angelica, he just opens it, goes in, pulls out a couple of lenses that fit over his eye patch.
Damn it.
Hold this.
He then closes it and then puts it on.
She says nothing, of course, but just gives this very like exasperated look.
And it just...
Now that he has the lenses in place, he slips two of them into their spots. They glow ever so lightly. And then he's going to make his way with his now goggles of night attached over his eye patch. That he peeks around the corner as gingerly as possible.
Okay.
It's weird. Hair. Yeah.
So,
that's good.
dark vision is sort of like heavily desaturated to the point of being basically a grayscale. So it can also be a little bit difficult sometimes to get proper depth. But what you're looking at is a room, and I actually would like for you to give me a perception check. But the general details that you get regardless are you're looking at a room that has what looks like 3 levels to it. About 10 feet in, there's a smooth carved stone edifice with a wooden... I just knocked my light. With a wooden railing up top and a ladder at either end of the edifice that would take you up to that next level. And then another 10 feet, and then a similar smooth stone edifice with, again, a wooden railing at the top of it, and 2 ladders on either side to get you up there.
Left, right? What am I looking at to the left and right?
So that's what I'm saying. So the room on the left and right side, about 10 feet in front of you, it ends in a solid stone wall and then goes up.
No, I understand that. I'm saying, how wide is the room?
The room is about 40 feet wide.
Okay.
Oh, handy.
On the second level of the room, you can see a bunch of like old wooden crates and boxes that have broken or rotted over time and are kind of folding in on themselves. There are a series all throughout the room of much smaller pipes leading in and heading out every which way, with a number of small metal wheels to open or close different valves. What was your perception roll?
12.
Okay. At the top of the third level, or sort of, well, rather, in the center of the third level at the top of the room, and the room goes up about 35 feet or so, is a rusted metal door. It looks like it used to be just like a solid iron door, but now is entirely coated in brown matte rust. You don't hear the sound of water or steam or anything like that, so if any of these pipes are working, it's all inert. And just inside the doorway are 2 what look to be walking corpses that are standing by the ladders, that are standing in the center of the room, on a wooden, like a pallet or a board that has been attached to a rope pulley system that would pull them up to the 3rd floor, and they're just standing there waiting on the pallet.
Okay.
Huh.
He bends back in, walks over. 2 dead. 2 walking dead. 3 floors. Door at the top. There's ladders. I don't know what runoff this was set for, but we have a way up at least. Don't know if we can very much sneak up in that direction.
The sounds we heard before when we got a good earful of it rushing did sound like only 2.
Yeah. Let me put it this way. It sounded like more than 1, but being only 2 is plausible.
Okay.
For the amount of noise that was made.
It's not like an entire field trip's worth was fine.
Correct.
Yes.
Yep.
Okay. I suggest we take whatever surprise we can get.
Wait. Where are they? 3 levels. Where are they?
The 3rd level. Climbing 2 levels.
Sorry. The 2 zombies are on the 1st level, standing on a pallet.
Okay.
That is attached to a pulley system that could take them to the 3rd level if someone up top were to pull.
Ah, gotcha.
Yep.
Okay.
But they're on the first level. They're about, from where you are standing, they're about 40 feet in.
Oh,
Right.
okay, so it's deeper before it gets to the 10-foot.
Correct.
Okay, much bigger room than I was imagining.
Okay, then. Let's go get paid.
Would you like me to begin with an opening volley?
Actually, no. I'd like to keep you a little bit in reserve, because if something big comes out of there, I'd like you to opening volley that.
Very
And I'm
well.
gonna move my way in there, and, I mean, there's zombies, my sword's glowing, I can't exactly douse it, but I would like to try to sneakily approach these nice shambling fellows and do a stab face in the back of their heads.
Okay.
It's not normally where they keep their face, but you know what? If they have one there, that's a problem.
And you can totally deactivate the cast of light if you want to. I
Then I
think.
can't see.
Oh, that's true.
It's my only light source.
Yeah.
That's
50%
Like, you'd be
chance is a
fine, which
bitch.
is like... Yeah, but I'd like...
I was letting you know
can't
you
see
could do it.
light
I
at that
wouldn't.
point.
I'd be fine.
Well, thanks, Connery. That's a really good point. You know, I'm really new to D&D.
Okay, so your intent is to
only
get in
been playing
there.
it
in
for
any
20
direction. It's cool.
So your intent is to get in there, kill the 2 zombies, and then, be done in theory, right?
Basically, yeah, I can collect 10 gold.
Yeah. Okay.
But like I wave at my fellows to follow me, or at least be close at hand behind. But I'm going to head in
Sure.
first because I lead the way.
Okay. So I'm
I
gonna
should put myself in danger.
you trigger a cinematic as you enter the room. Yes. You sneak up behind the 2 zombies who do not pay attention to the difference of light level in the room. As you get close, they both begin to turn around, and you speed up and move in close and behead the both of them with one clean, swift stroke of your sword. As the bodies clatter to the ground, their heads making a sort of a matted thunking noise against the solid stone floor. You hear the sound of fibrous, mossy, rotted wood being pulled apart as two figures stand up on the second level from where they were buried underneath the broken wooden crates.
Grant, opening volley.
And now I need everyone to give me initiative.
I'd like the volley, please.
I shall be ordering the volley. And now, please. Thank you very much. I'm sure I've heard great things about your volleys.
I'm not
Hell
opening
yeah.
volley
I rolled so
anything.
many 20s on you lately.
Are we? Oh, we're not Roth. Never mind.
Nope.
Shit. All right, who's keeping track
No,
of initiative?
So this is our first actual combat since our session 0. I'm fine with roster.
Okay.
Oh, well, I just
Yeah.
think I might have helped
Yeah,
you get
I'm
your
totally cool with roster style.
Oh.
Sorry, I forgot to mention that earlier. This is the first time we're back in combat. Yeah, let's just do it the DLG way. I'm fine with that.
Everyone thank Dinah.
Thank you, Dinah.
Thank you, Dinah.
I'm sorry, Grant, what was that?
Oh, you want to Zar this? Cool.
Yeah, I can Zar it.
I will map Zar.
Okay.
I rolled a net 20 to give me 21 on roster.
Hey. Mine's a 23. 'Cause I also.
Woo!
Thank you, Angelica. Wait a minute.
How low are you?
I'll just say I'm sorry. Well,
Oh,
I'm sorry, it's not a number.
I'm sorrier because I
Oh.
got half that.
Oh.
6.
Woo! Where are you, Zed?
I'm a little frustrated because the encounter is not showing up, which means why are you being obnoxious right
can I get
now?
everyone's health totals, by the way? Slowly, so Grant, your total's what?
Depressing.
Yeah. Oh,
39.
39. Alright, Dinah.
85.
Yep.
Holy fuck nuts! Unacceptable!
That's what I like.
Angelica.
Stencia.
52. That's what that spitting distance of my level 13 rogue in the other game.
Holy fuck! You know what? You don't even need heal. I'm not even gonna look in your direction. You fucking. Alright, I know I need to
I
be
need to cast
concerned-
shield.
Yeah. We have a meat wipe on our
Fine.
hands.
Where the
Oh,
fuck?
wait,
What's the
hold on.
point of
Meat
making
wipe
these
doesn't have
things
stickers
if
out.
it's-
Hold
okay,
on.
If it
well,
makes you
that's
feel any
really-
better, I have 44 total health.
I mean, for druids.
39.
It's very close to 44.
My level 10
It's
or
fine, you
11
gotta-
druid's almost the same because we do rolls and I keep rolling really bad.
Oh.
Instead of having hit points, you have something else, she said, with a spoiler block on top of it. It's fine. It's
I
fine.
have avoidance points.
You have something, and I can't wait for the chat to see it.
Yeah.
Mm,
Thank you.
Phrasing. But
Hey, terms of service.
You know,
Okay,
I
we're
could
just
I
gonna
could
do
go
it this
further
way.
along that line, but I'm not.
interesting. Okay.
You show chat my
Good call.
Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and give you this now. There is one activation on 13, one activation on 15, and one activation on 7.
Oh.
that's 3 activations.
Giving away an extra one.
Does anyone remember Tomb Raider, like on the original PlayStation, when opening
Yes.
area in the cave?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yes. Yes.
Yep.
Yo, if we have to fight a Tyrannosaurus Rex at some point, like I'm down. But I think that's a different. That's like Coria. So,
So long as
super wet and moist, dark.
I don't want to push blocks in Venice ever
Tiger.
again, though. I
Just
never
wanna-
want to
just wanna
push blocks.
shimmy one little tiny
Yeah.
space at a time.
Mhm.
I want to hold down the right R1 so that when she goes up, she does the whole. There's
I've also
When she,
aged myself now.
One of the
thank you.
things, textures being better in the modern age of gaming has made navigation better. It was one of my biggest problems
Fact.
in the early days, is that it was the same texture, so everything looked the same.
You say that, and yet I remember you posting on the Discord that mod for Dark Souls that makes all of the textures scroll.
But I know Dark
Which is
Souls map
so
by
cool.
heart,
I
so...
know, no, I know.
All right.
I'm teasing.
Combat.
Yes. So, hang on. I just have to. I'm just gonna
We
do
can
it
talk
the
about meat
old-fashioned
some
way.
So just gonna...
No. I'm good. I'm good.
Do the old-fashioned
Okay,
way.
so-
On the character
I
sheet.
I'd love some meat from your bowl.
What you see
Your balls are
are
Mhm.
two creatures who are they're definitely animated corpses. You can see their sunken, sallow features, their grayish-hued skin, the scraggly, matted hair, and poorly maintained physical features, their bone structures visible, etc. What is particularly upsetting, though, is that they seem to be covered in worms, writhing, wriggling, red, pink, brown, dark green worms about an inch or two long, that is visible for each one, as they're all sort of burrowed in the skin and only half coming out of the skin to writhe around in the open air. So that's what they look like.
No, thank you.
Who's going first?
Volley.
Volley?
Opening volley.
Fire up
Opening
that
volley.
volley.
Opening
Okay.
volley. Opening volley. Opening volley. Opening volley.
Volley.
Opening volley.
I think I'll have an opening
That's
volley.
left here. I'll just do the Picard maneuver and say, fire.
I like to record
Because I need
my
Grant to
favorite
do a
part of
big
the night.
booms.
All right, so pulling out his pistol, arcane firearm,
Hell yeah.
already loaded. Level the pistol and pull the hammer and squeeze the trigger.
Okay. And then,
I'll hit the one on the left.
okay.
Alright, so this is my upgraded one too, because I have enhanced weapon on this one. So this will be a +8 to hit. 20.
Ooh. Dirty?
Dirty 20.
Still good.
With a
roll
firebolt. I'm sorry. I meant to say it's a firebolt. He pulls the trigger and just a gout of flame that has a little bit of within the sizzle, there's a little bit of a scream. That
Right,
hits?
yes, I forgot. Yeah, so as it, yeah, yeah, it hits.
Bad scream.
In my brain, for the fake movie version of this, the fake production company that made it just like redress the LED prop. That
Oh.
makes me really happy in this moment.
I will let you know that the production company that is doing this show just
Did.
repurposed the LED prop.
Also, he's
Hey!
using LD's cane. Well, canonically. I'm like, son of a... Well, what's his name again? Philip? Not
Makes me
Philip.
very happy.
Philip.
Is it Philip?
I think I called him Philip as well. Or, no, that's Nathaniel.
Nathaniel.
I was like, listen, Philip.
Yeah,
No,
it wasn't
it's
Philip.
Nathaniel.
It was Nathaniel.
So this is
Oh, it's on here
2d10
now.
plus 1d8 plus 1, because 2d10 for the firebolt, 1d8 for the arcane firearm, and plus 1 because it's an enhanced spell focus. 19 fire damage.
Okay. Okay.
I'd like Grant.
I realized I was muted, so you didn't hear my woohoo.
All
All right, minus 19. Yeah, I didn't like that at all. But it takes the hit, and in particular, you can see that the scorching bullet as it hits home leaves a charred crater in the creature's chest. That I won't say any more about that, but it leaves a charred crater in the creature's chest. Next up.
How far away are they? Because they are above, right? What's?
So they're 10 feet up, and from where you were initially standing, about 40 feet straight away. But presumably you had to come around the corner to begin to hit them. So they're about 30 feet away and 10 feet up.
Okay.
Okay.
I need to double check something and
What
see
you
if
thinking?
I still have a bonus action left, so I wanted to
Ooh.
double check a particular spell to see what action it was on.
Oh yeah.
Ugh.
Because I did a main action cantrip, which means I can do a bonus action spell. Nope, that's a full action. I cede my turn.
If everyone's okay, I can throw the flame that she's been carrying this entire time. It's the only other ranged option I have
All the
prepared.
range people should probably go.
Yeah.
So that's what you got.
My one thought there is do we want to have either of us fucking big me piles like move up and ready in action just to make sure that we're in front and between you guys so that you don't get popped in the jaw?
You know what, getting one person in front of
Yeah.
me right now because I had to kind of expose
yes,
myself.
you did have to expose
Right.
yourself.
Right,
To
which is what
fire.
I was
TOS. Sorry. Continue.
so
Damn
I
it,
mean
my kinks are on stream again.
I definitely want you to shoot fire things at him, but I was thinking of moving in front of Grant
That's
to kind of
smart.
give Grant cover
Yeah.
and just
Please.
readying an attack
Yeah, please
action.
cover our
Yeah.
exposed Grant.
I stand in defense of my
Mm-hmm.
friend Grant.
Okay. So you're standing in front of Grant with a ready to action in case something comes close.
Yeah, if it does, like if anything comes within range of me, I wish to you do an attack action.
Okay.
Quick unfamiliarity with 5e question. If I do that and I attack, do I get my extra attack or do I lose it because it's readied?
No, you get your full attack.
Sick. Then yeah, I want to move like my full, however far in front of Grant I can get, basically, because the spatialness on is fucking with me. But I can move 30 feet, so
Yeah. So assuming Grant didn't actually leave the tunnel to go into the room proper.
Why?
Why? Yeah, no.
Right.
perfect.
Exactly.
Wise,
Then-
good man.
Then you are standing. I mean, it's a
Okay.
5 foot square in front of another 5 foot square with difficult terrain on either side of you. That
Yeah.
would also be within your threatened space, regardless.
Okay. Then,
So
then
they
yeah, I'll-
can't get to him without going through you. Is the answer?
Okay. Then I'll put like 5 feet between myself and Grant, and then just kind of stand there ready.
Okay. So that's your action. Who's next?
Star.
Yeah. Zed, that's you.
Zombo.
Yeah.
Okay. So
I forgot this already. I feel so special.
so one of them walks
anything else
up to the. Actually, they'll do it in a different order because they've got better line of sight right now. One of the worms from one of the creatures pops out of the creature at velocity, speeding towards. I'm gonna go with Grant since he's the one who shot. And so that is
Uncomfortable.
yeah.
Sorry.
Okay, Grant, you need to make a dexterity saving throw.
Oh, thinking about that makes me hurt.
Okay.
Yep.
Oh.
It's not a ranged attack. It's effectively a spell, so you got to make a dex
I
save.
can only help with strength saves. I'm sorry.
No. That's all right. Hold on.
I'll just hop up in front of it, and then it'll hit my dex.
Trying to be tall. Ooh, curse you, Tony. Oh, that is good.
Ah,
Me, but yeah.
I believe I might have something that could make sure that I don't run afoul here. Because I think it does give me a bonus to saves when it activates.
What is this mysterious thing?
Nope, just ups my AC.
Yeah.
I was looking to drop a shield.
Yeah, it's for the...
Mm.
All right, just a deck save.
Take a deck
Not
save.
the worst, but not the best. 21.
Oh, shit!
Ooh, you got
Okay.
moves.
So yeah, the worm fires at you, and you just out of the way, and it splatters against the sewer wall behind you.
I'm assuming that I was like in cover, like fire. Whoop.
Yep.
Yeah, it just splats against the wall.
Yeah, it leaves a gray, a purple splatter that is vaguely luminescent, and the pattern is similar to a paintball.
Oh, okay. They're just down here paintballing. It's fine.
Yeah. It will then hop the railing to land on the ground, and it lands fine. It's got some real smooth movement. This is not your standard zombie, obviously. And it will then cross the remaining distance because it has enough movement to do that, to get right in Angelica's face, and then
I'm gonna play an instant. I'm gonna hold priority. I'm gonna tap one white and one another white.
So go ahead and do your held attack action, and then it will get its attack action.
Okie doke. So I'm gonna swing with the old
Angelica
silver
activates a
sword
trap
down.
card. Wait, wrong game.
Also, arguably problematic. Let's see here. I can't do any math whatsoever. I'm so sorry. Let me get a calculator real quick. 12.
A 12 will hit.
Yay.
Hot diggity shit.
Good.
Okay. We're just gonna lay into this thing with the old D6 plus 6. That is 9 magical slashing damage. I assume, because this is a +1 sword.
Yeah, +1s are magic.
Okay.
Yep.
So much 3.5 rattling around in here. Never
No,
sure.
I understand. And this guy is not weak to anything in particular. So you do your 9 points of damage, and it's not super happy about that. You have a second attack, yeah?
Yeah, I sure do. As I bring the sword one way, swing it around, bring it back across, sparking my shield as I do. That is gonna be I rolled a 13, so 20 total.
Yep.
This time, so we're gonna roll this, and then I'm gonna use Divine Smite after this. Because F it, I want to see how that works. So, okay, we're using spell points, which means I need to burn one spell point. Yeah, to smite.
Yep.
So,
just
do
to
that.
respond to ourselves in chat, a friend of mine once explained that when playing blue, basically the outlook of a control player in general, and blue in particular, is that in a game of Magic, there's a finite amount of fun to be had. And the blue mage's plan is to have more of it than the other players.
Wow.
Yep.
Accurate, honestly.
That's great.
Blue
There's
is
a
all
reason
about
the
turning
nope
magic
shirt
into a
exists.
one-player game.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh,
It's the
that
zoner.
kind of
They call
fun.
them control decks
Okay.
for a reason.
the curb stomp
All
kind
right,
of
so this thing
No,
takes...
counterspell. You want
You
to
don't
do a
get to do
thing? No, you
anything.
don't get to do that.
No.
No, you don't
No.
get to do that. Now I get to do 3 things. Oh, you did
So,
something? I get to
apologies
do
for
a
the
thing
delay.
now.
Okay,
I
so
do-
Angelica,
8 slashing, and alongside that, 8 radiant.
Ooh.
nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
As
this guy
as
is-
the sword's coming back the other way, it sparks across the holy symbol on the shield on my left arm, and the light of the blade glows just a bit brighter and cuts into this thing.
So to continue with one of the few things about 4E that I really do like, this creature is now bloodied,
Okay. So,
meaning that it's at 50% or below, which is the
That's my
only
whack
real
whack.
indication of health I will generally give you.
that's the whole thing I do.
Okay. It will then get its attack, and it actually will get to do. Looks like. Yeah. Okay. Boopity boopity boop. Okay, it definitely misses one, but I assume a 23 hits you.
Maybe.
Wow.
I mean, for what
You
it's
know
worth, it
no,
rolled.
No, it doesn't.
It rolled.
Yes.
It rolled a 23 and a 5.
So yeah, that's
Okay.
fair. My AC is the median of that.
Yeah. Okay, so it will hit you for 6 slashing damage with its claw, and
And?
you will take an additional. An additional 5 damage of necrotic
Blech.
from all of the ichor and blech that's on its clawed arm as it slashes at you.
That's some icky ichor.
It is. And that is its go. Who's next?
You get 2 activations in a row.
Oh, great.
Mhm.
The other one is going to try to fire at Grant as well, because fuck that guy.
Wow.
He shot
Kill the
fire.
wizard
Fire
first,
bad.
says-
Fire bad.
Zombie just
From-
goes, yeah.
Yeah, from the zombies' perspective, you are the biggest threat they've seen so far. They haven't seen Dinah.
another
Of
dex
course,
save?
the 2 of us are just
Yeah,
waiting
no-
like...
Yeah, another
Wait
dex
for
save.
it. Wait for it.
Start seeing
They're
Dinah.
fine still, right? I could stay back here. They're okay.
Not as good. This is
Would you
just
like me to
an 18.
Oh, well, in that case, you no, yeah, you're fine. You save the worm splatters against the floor,
Wait for
and this one now hops down to join its buddy, and sitting next to him, it can still hit Angelica, and will attempt to do so.
Hi.
So,
Have you heard the
Hi.
good word?
no, but don't worry.
The good word is I'm gonna
Um,
fucking smite you.
Do you have a moment to talk about Sin, our Lord and Savior?
Yeah.
Avison has a wonderful plan for your life, and it's that which cannot be destroyed will be bound.
How does 15 sound to you?
15 will not hit me. I've got an AC at 17.
Nice. Okay, so it only hits you once.
Wow.
So you're going to take. You're going to take 9 slashing
Jiminy crickets.
and 7 necrotic.
Okay. I'm bloodied as well.
So yeah,
Trying to interpose my shield in this thing.
yeah, your paladin friend's getting fucked up in the front, being the only target for the
That's
zombies.
fine. That's her job. That's her job.
So that is both of their go. Who's next?
Ugh.
It would be us.
Oh, jeez.
So would
Now,
you like to...
for what it's worth, you can run out the side of the tunnel. It counts as difficult terrain, as I said, but so you can cross through friendly squares without taking any penalties. So effectively, lower your max movement by 5 feet, and that's how far you can actually go if you're trying to get like around these guys.
If I go, I can put out Healing Spirit and also attack the one that's already up in our face.
Just make sure you leave a line.
I had no plans on moving in myself.
Okay, just letting you know.
Assuredly, I will stay in
Beautiful.
a slime compartment with you along this beautiful tunnel wall for the time being.
Good call.
For now, it's just
Sound tactical mind. Thank
Yes.
you.
But unless you want to go in and do a punch.
I mean, are the next 2 activations ours?
Yeah, are
Yep.
they?
Well,
Oh,
no, there's
No.
one in between that
Mm.
said...
Okay, so
I would like
Ooh.
to bring the Healing Spirit out.
Okay, yeah, go ahead.
yeah,
Cool.
start the heals while
Yeah.
Yeah, burn it now. Because, yeah, bonus action. Wow, I get bonus actions.
They're fun,
That's
aren't they?
Cool.
They're so
That's
cool.
new.
I get one.
Ellie
But it's
had
fun.
like none.
I have to check.
So many.
Oh no, I know what I use my bonus action for. We'll get there.
So the
We'll get there.
the small the small ember that she'd been clutching to her chest, radiating that small little bit of light. She like pulls it through her hand and it grows more vibrant, and she's going to throw that produce flame out at the zombie that is the closest in our face right now. Help. 17? Hit?
17 hits. Does it make any kind of a save or no?
No.
Okay, then yeah. You produce flame. It's on fire, or well, maybe is on fire.
It
but
takes
how much
14 fire damage.
And this is the one that's already bloodied, yeah?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, that one's not feeling great. Is that it for
No.
your go?
No,
bonus.
that was the bonus. As that fire came out, it almost started to reflect particles in the air that looked a bit more like that strange goat horse creature, and it separates the luminance from the luminance separates from that flame, and it kicks back into this ephemeral spirit of what is collectively understood as a unicorn. And that's going to be healing spirit now. Plebes often would call this a unicorn.
Have to change my favorite.
So
moment.
healing, right? Da, 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 da.
To the goat horse.
To the goat horse.
Remember, chat hasn't seen all the stuff you did
Goat
in session 0, so be full on your descriptions.
Okay, well, we were making goat sounds, and then I thought, you know.
Sounds.
My brain is slowly leaking
Sorry.
out. It's fine. So you get 7 back this turn, and then each turn. Are we doing the healing? Yeah, on my turn probably. The pulses.
Yeah. Whenever you activate is when the healing happens.
Okay.
See, I'm feeling much
just
better.
for
Whenever a creature
ease of
moves
understanding.
into the spirit space for the first time
Thank you,
on
thank
its
you.
turn or starts its turn there.
Right, because there's a bunch of options.
Yeah, so it's whenever a creature that Cloris can see moves into the spirit space for the first time on a turn, or it starts its turn there. You can
Okay.
activate it to do a d6 of healing.
Okay, so on your turn, I have to be like, yo, heal again.
Yeah, you heal
Noted.
d6.
Okay.
Sick. All right, I'm doing way better now.
I love healing
Thank you.
spirit.
Well, not yet. You're not. But when your turn comes around, oh no, that's right. You got some healing now, and then you
I get the
more
initial
later.
one.
Yeah.
Yep.
When it actually
Okay.
like procs again.
Yeah. Okay.
That's good shit.
Next activation then is mine. Yeah?
Yes.
Yeet.
Okay.
Fully negated one of their attacks. Hell yeah.
So, in the upper left corner of the room, across from where you are, so up on the 3rd level, sort of in the ceiling, or like, just under the ceiling, there is a juncture of 4 or 5 different pipes coming from different directions. And in that juncture, there is a collection of moss and roots and leaves and other plant-based detritus that rustles aggressively and then sort of rolls off of the pipes, falling onto the ground in a heap, and then picks itself up into a form that is vaguely dog-like. And yeah, hang on one sec. Huh?
We're all clenching our buttholes, hoping it's not a shambling mound. Continue.
Well, so I'm sorry.
Shit!
I had a feeling.
It's super definitely is.
Totally
so
fits.
That will move forward.
yeah.
This tree is moving.
I am now more resolved to do what I was going to do before.
My treeception! It's kicking in.
So there
Trees,
is
never like trees in my life.
From the mountain.
so there is a shambling mound that sort of stands up to its full height, and it will begin to blorp its way towards you. It has to make its way down the flights, so it can go. It basically rolls forward, plops onto the 2nd level floor, and then rolls forward and plops onto the ground level floor where you are, and that's its whole action.
Plorp. Plorp.
Mhm.
Poop monster.
And so whoever's action is next.
Hi.
Open that shit up.
So between
Someone's in the combat with Dinah.
seeing our
There it
new
is.
challenger arrive on the scene, plus Angelica getting hurt, Dinah comes kind of like around the corner and like sees what's going on, and then just as she's holding her mace, her eyes narrow and her hand goes back and touches the cloth bundle on her back, and goes, "Brothers, to arms!" And she goes into a rage. And
Said the barbarian word.
I did say a barbarian word.
Everyone take a shot.
I wrote this down so I don't fuck it up on stream.
Oh.
Because I was afraid to.
Holy crap.
As she goes into a rage, 2 ethereal wisps slither out from the bundled package. As they get further from her and hover at either side of her, they expand with a crackle. Dark blue tiny clouds shattered with silver veins of lightning. They grow larger in size, the violent energy forming 2 humanoid shapes flanking Dinah. When the heads form, the cold blue gets interrupted suddenly by a lava-like red and orange. This fire energy sitting where the hair and the eyes would be, and then speckled across the face. The figures both reach into the cloth. One pulls out a longsword, while the other pulls out a shield and short sword, and follow her into battle.
Yeah.
First off, I love this. I love the description. Secondly, there is a certain... I like to think that it's sort of like a Final Fantasy summoning
Yes.
when this happens. So like there's a little cutscene that happens that for some reason, no matter how long it is, does not break the flow of combat. And so yeah, so you've summoned the spirits of your ancestors to come fight by your side. What would you like to do?
I have 40 feet of movement. Where can I reach with that, as far as our 3 friends are concerned?
Okay, so if you want to just be in combat with the 2 that are closest to Angelica, you can do that easy. If you want to be in combat with the shambling mound that is currently in the back, you can get there from here, but you will invoke an attack of opportunity from at least one of the zombies.
Got
Actually, only one of the zombies.
Where did my...
Dinah's ma and da did not raise no fool, and she's not gonna go running past anything to get a whack to her thigh or anything like that. So she's going to run up to engage and hopefully flank one of the zombos if possible.
You've got enough movement that you can kind of circle around such that you're inside the room, but not outside of the zombies' threatened area, so you don't invoke an attack of opportunity. The shambling mound is behind you, so do be aware that it could potentially, depending on how future activations go, end up flanking you. But currently, you can place yourself such that either the bloodied zombie or the fresh zombie, but you have to pick one, is between you and Angelica. So would you like to flank behind the bloodied one or the fresh one?
I'd like to do it in whatever way. I'm having like I'm Sunday brain, so I'm having an issue like picturing something, like the whole thing in my head. I want to make sure that because Grant is range, she's always like trying to be mindful of like if he needs a line to like shoot through to like keep
Grant
that
would
intact
still
without
have a
breaking
line
it.
to be able to shoot either of the 2 zombies because they're close enough, or the shambling mound because it's
Okay.
there would be an open space.
And I would like to not risk getting completely flanked by the shambling mound because that's terrifying. So
I like this honesty. This is the hour of honesty.
There's a certain amount of risk that's just going to have to happen in this particular case. You can't really mitigate the shambling mound concern.
Okay.
That's kind of what the battle looks like.
Okay. Then I'll go for the one that's already like fucked up because if I can take something off the field, I would like to.
That'd be real cool. All right, so go ahead and do your attacks.
Okay. She's just running up, and she's just gonna go for, like, an overhead. Just
Fantastic.
try to get it.
Doof.
Don't forget, you're flanking. You get advantage.
Yes, I do. That's true.
You're welcome.
That's 19 to hit.
Perfect. Give me damage.
Oh, that makes me a sad pants.
How much is it?
Hold on, I have to find my... Okay. 7 bludgeoning damage for the first hit.
Clunk.
7?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, it's still up, but boy is it fucked up.
Oh, let's see if I can take it out.
Its
This
worms are sort of falling off of its body and just landing on the ground and writhing and then falling still.
She comes back up in the same direction with a backswing to, like, go for, like, underneath the jaw. God. 11!
To hit? Yep.
Yeah. Oh! God. Okay, cool.
Give me damage.
Zambies.
Yay. Ooh,
Got that low
slightly
AC.
better. 8 bludgeoning for the second hit.
Damn.
Your bar mace comes down, or rather comes up through the zombie's jaw, shattering its bone structure. Its skeletal mass completely fails as bits of brain and flesh and worm spray the area around as you kill
Woo.
one of the what I have dubbed spawn of forgotten gods.
Oh.
Ooh. I'm writing that down. That's a cool name.
It's just Dinah just stands there, like, ready, just staring at the other one, like, come on! You fucking want some?
Okay.
I'm
Well-
very happy to be the Captain America to your Hulk right now. Feels
The
real
end-
good.
Yes, you are the hard space that the rock smashes things into. So I think at the end of a round, at 2 minutes before the end of our technical runtime, is a pretty solid place to stop. So we're gonna pause it here for this week. We will be doing a quick go round. So please, chat, stick with us
Holy shit.
as we sort of briefly discuss a bit of the events of tonight. And also, there is a bit of a preview for next week's session. So stay with us. But yeah, how was that, guys? doing some fighting.
I did a smiting.
I'm glad to be getting into some fight.
Oh, so excited
Yeah.
to fight.
It's not all staring at holes
I love
in
climbing
the
over
ground.
holes.
In the ground, I meant.
Dirty.
Staring
it
at
was really
dirty,
hard to
dirty
stare at
holes.
I worked really hard this year to stare at this dirty, dirty hole. Thank you very much.
Fair enough. Fair enough. In a
Oh.
darkened room.
Bless you.
Oh, he sneezed. In a darkened room, 2 zombies are standing on a wooden pallet. There are ropes attached to the pallet, but the ropes are currently slack. The zombies are standing, staring at the wall, vacantly, motionless. Then a bright light. Someone who radiates holy energy runs into the room and cuts the head off of both zombies. Additional creatures of evil rise from the ground and are shot at, engaged in melee combat, and then at one point is that a unicorn? Spectrally makes itself visible and seems to provide divine blessings. As the being watching this pulls back into the walls, they think to themselves, maybe they can help me get my vengeance. Maybe they can help me put my brother down again. Maybe they can help me find rest. Let's see if they're strong enough. And that's the end. So, thank you very much, everybody. We are going to be rating someone. Who are we rating?
The Grouch Couch.
That's
That's a
That's
great
the
name.
name of their
Yeah.
channel.
Okay, so please stick around, and we would love to go spread some love to other places on the internet. And as we end every stream, as always, please remember to stay evil. Good night, everyone.